Hi guys, I am back with another new video. This video is about our Vietnam trip. We did our trip in the year 2018. As earlier, we did not have a YouTube channel, we did not record everything, but we clicked pictures of all the places we went. All of my friends wanted to know about our trip to Vietnam, and then I thought it's okay if we don't have videos. We can make a blog with pictures as the information will be provided by me. At least they can gain information about our trip. Today's video is about our journey to Vietnam. While going to Vietnam, the flight which we booked had a layover at Dong Muang International Airport. After some time, we continued our journey to Vietnam. Now, we are at Don Muang Airport. As we were waiting, Dia found a kids' play area and started playing. You can see her playing with glee. Before we move any further, do subscribe to our channel to see more informative blogs. Press the notification button and press all to not miss a single update. Finally, after waiting for some time, we boarded our flight to Vietnam. Hooray! As this was the same airlines, we didn't have to get transit visa for Bangkok. All this information about visa and planning will be told by Shomnath, so don't fret.
Hello friends, today I'm going to talk about the Vietnam visa process, Vietnam travel related stuff, hotel booking related information, all these things. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Singapore Avon, and click the bell button to receive your notifications. So let's start. So to travel to Vietnam, we actually traveled to Vietnam in the year 2018. So at that time we were in India, so we traveled from India to Vietnam, and there were no direct flights from Kolkata to Vietnam. So what we had to do, we actually had to break our journey, and we had our break journey in Thailand. So we had a layover in Don Muang Airport, and since we were traveling by the same airlines from Kolkata to Thailand, and then from Thailand Bangkok to Vietnam, so we did not need to have any transit visa in Bangkok. Okay, and regarding the visa process for Vietnam, what we had to do was, actually Vietnam visa, you have to get it before you land in Vietnam. So our travel was like, we started our journey from Kolkata. We first went to Danang. From Danang we went to Hanoi. From Hanoi we went to Ho Chi Minh City, and then from Ho Chi Minh City again back to Kolkata. So our journey plan was like this. So to start from India, we had to have our visa before we land in Danang. Okay. So what we did was, I actually researched on various websites. So this visa process in Vietnam is little different from other countries. How it is? It's like you have to get help from some travel agency which is actually in Vietnam. Okay, so you need to do what you need to do is, you need to contact any of the travel agents. So I googled around and I found VietnamVisaPro.net, a Vietnamese travel agency which basically arranges for the Vietnamese visa. Okay, so what we need to do is, we need to provide all the documents and the visa fee, which was at that time I think was about 20 USD or so per person for the Vietnam visa, and we need to transfer the money to their account. They will tell you about this, and then I mean it works on trust. Okay, because I checked the credentials of that website. So I found that people who have done the Vietnam visa from them, were happy about their services. Okay, so I had to trust them because there was no other way I could do it from India. Okay, so this is how. So I had to provide them the documents and 20 USD, I guess. It was at that time in 2018. I think it was 20 USD or so for per person for visa fee. Okay, and once I provided the document, I think my visa got issued in 3 to 5 working days. I think recently, I'm not really sure what is the recent charges and what is the recent process of Vietnam visa right now. I guess still you need to go through these Vietnamese travel agencies to get your visa. Okay, so now the visa part was settled. So I got the visa, then visa part was settled. Then I booked my tickets. Okay, so and my hotels and my tickets. Okay, so air tickets, as I said in another earlier video, I really like to do it from the airline's website. So I already told about the pros and cons why you should be doing directly from the airline's website. Okay, so this is the airline's ticket booking gone. Next thing is that hotel booking. So at that time also, for the entire stay which I had in Vietnam, in Danang, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, I booked all my hotels from Agoda. So you will get lots of options in Agoda. So you can choose whatever you like, and you can get the reviews also. You can get the photos provided by the actual travelers, not the property photos. These are the photos. This is not by the owner of the property who has provided the photos. It's the actual travelers like you and me. They will be uploading the photos in the website, so you will get a clear picture of how it is. Okay, is the hotel good? Is the service good? How it is? How far it is from certain tourist destinations? All these things you will get the information, clear picture from this Agoda. Okay, so I booked the hotel from Agoda. So once I reached Danang, okay, then again there was this thing at that time. I am not sure what is the process right now, because post COVID, for many countries the immigration process has changed. So I am not really sure how it is currently in Vietnam. So you have to research on it. So what we had was we got the visa in Kolkata, but when we landed in Danang, right, at that point of time they actually again charged us 25 USD per person to stamp the visa. So we had the visa copy with us, but they stamped a sticker like H1B visa or B1 visa, right? US B1 visa. They stick a document on your passport. Similarly, in Vietnam also they did something like that. So I'm not really sure what is the process currently. Maybe that process is still there, or maybe it's not there. So it's like that. So again we had to pay 25 USD there. Okay. Now about coming to the Vietnamese currency. So Vietnam currency is Vietnamese dong, which is very inferior to Indian currency. Okay. Very inferior. Like US dollar is very high as compared to Indian currency, but Vietnamese currency, Vietnamese dong, is very less. So when we tried to find the Vietnamese dong in Kolkata from various money exchange companies, we were not able to find. So those companies actually suggested me that, sir, you do one thing, you take USD from us, you convert your Indian currency to USD, okay? And once you have converted the USD will be accepted across the world, so you don't have to worry. So I also googled around and I found that yeah, what they are saying is correct, that I can take USD, I can give the USD in Vietnam, they will give me the VND. But remember, if you do this, then you will be at a loss, because the exchange rate that the shops and other people will provide if you give USD and they will give you back dong is very bad. So it's better what you will do, instead of going to a money exchanger in Vietnam, best is to go to a Vietnamese bank. Okay, so we also did the same thing. When we reached Danang, we went to our hotel, we checked in, we freshened up, then we asked the hotel that where is the nearby bank. So they told us that the nearby bank is only 500 meters away. So we just went there with the USD, and I'm telling you, I got a bag full of dongs, bag full. Okay, so its currency is so low that I got a bag full of dong. I went to the bank with the USD in my pockets. Okay, in my trouser pocket, I kept the USD. It was so less, it was so less that I could keep it in my trouser pocket. And when I came out of the bank, I had a bag full of Vietnamese dong. Okay, so this is how to be prepared, and it's like you will feel like you are a millionaire in a single day because literally I had millions of Vietnamese dong at that point of time when I converted the money. So this is how we did. And regarding the sightseeing and all these things, that you will get a lot of travel agencies and places like Danang, right, which is not very big place. Okay, Danang is a very small place. That's an island. Okay? So that's not a very big place. So what you will get is like there will be taxis. Okay, so these taxis, if you talk to them, right, that okay, I want to go to this place, that place, so they can you need to keep an itinerary ready with you, and you need to tell them that these are the places that you want to visit. Okay, so do your research properly, and then you can ask them, and they will quote you some amount. So you can check with other people also in the hotel also, and then you can decide on whether you want to go with that taxi or you want to go with someone else. So it's up to you. So Danang being a very small place, right? So travel agencies are there, but travel agencies, if you take from travel agency, right, then it's sometimes a little bit higher cost that they quote. But if you directly talk to certain taxi drivers, right, chances are there that you will get a better quote. Okay, so these are some tricks that you can apply. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, so Danang, we talked to some taxi driver, and then we fixed a rate, and then we did our sightseeing with that taxi driver itself. But remember one thing, at that time in Vietnam, Danang being a very small place, which is a little bit far away from Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi. Okay, so that place, not many people can speak in English, but they are using the technology in a very, very convenient way. How? When I spoke to the taxi driver, he said that he doesn't know English, but how he said? He said in Vietnamese, and he had the Google Translator in his phone, and it showed that I can't speak English properly. So I was like, oh great. And then he asked me to speak in English so that it will be converted to Vietnamese, and then he will understand that what I am asking. So this is how we did our conversation in Danang. In Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, not so much problem, because those are cities, right? So those cities, it's all good. But smaller places than Danang, okay, there you might face a little bit of difficulty. But now I don't know, because it's 4 years already. So maybe now it is better than what we faced at that time. Okay. And in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, when you go there, you will find a lot of travel agencies. You can talk to them, you can figure out that where you want to go. But before committing anything to these travel agencies, always do a proper research that where you want to go, how far it is, how long does it take, all these things. Okay guys, thank you. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you.
Now we have arrived at Danang International Airport. After this, we went to our hotel and kept our luggage and looked around our room for a while. Then in the evening, we went to Hoi An. Hoi An is a city on Vietnam's central coast, known for its well-preserved ancient town, cut through with canals. The former port city's melting pot history is reflected in its architecture, a mix of eras and styles from wooden Chinese shop houses and temples to colorful French colonial buildings, ornate Vietnamese tube house, and the iconic Japanese covered bridge with its pagoda. Do you know what is so special about Hue An? Hue An, ancient town, is an exceptionally well preserved example of a Southeast Asia trading port dating from the 15th to 19th century. The next day, we went to Mai Son in Vietnam. Mai Son is a cluster of abandoned and partially ruined Hindu temples in central Vietnam, constructed between the 4th and the 14th century by the kings of Champa. It is a worthwhile place to visit as a day trip from Hue An or Danang. The fascinating site of Mai Son once had over 70 structures of the ancient Champa civilization, mostly dedicated to the deities of Shiva, Krishna, and Vishnu. Had most of the temples were destroyed by the Vietnam War bombing. In December 1999, UNESCO designated Mai Son Sanctuary as a World Heritage Site. This Cham Tower complex is one of Vietnam's most beautiful and impressive Cham temples. Each temple has a unique structural style that reflects the historical stages of the Champa kingdoms. Mai Son Sanctuary comprises several ancient Cham temples spreading across a 2 km wide valley surrounded by hills and mountains. Although time and war severely damaged these relics, what remains in Mai Son plays an important role in world history and culture. Vietnam's Mai Son Sanctuary, UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserves beautiful ruins that once formed the spiritual heart of the Champa kingdom. These ancient Hindu temples are the largest and oldest ruins in the country. A brief history of Mai Son Sanctuary. We have a lot more information about Mai Son's ancient history than one might expect. Like many other ancient cultures, the Cham exerted large stone tables called stele to document important events and personal achievements. Fortunately, many of these still exist. More than 30 steles were found at Mai Son. All come from the 5th to 12th centuries and include text in both Sanskrit and Cham. And many document the construction of new temples at Mai Son. While various historical records indicate that the Cham built incredibly beautiful palaces and other buildings, those were built from wood. Only religious buildings were deemed worthy of brick construction, so only religious buildings remain today. We learned a lot and had a lot of fun visiting and exploring Mai Son. We really love this place. Amazing. If you come to Danang, then I recommend you to come here. I can assure you that you will love it. It seemed like we were living the history. It will be sunny and therefore take an umbrella with you and also apply sunscreen lotion so that you won't be tanned. Also take sunglasses and hat for extra protection. There was also a board about the India-Vietnam partnership. We were proud to be Indians when we saw that. Thanks for watching. That's all for today. We will be coming back with part 2 of Danang Fun. Till then, stay tuned. Subscribe for more.